This video app review is brought to you by the iPhone appreview.com.
Hey guys, this is Valerie Lauer with the iPhone appreview.com, here with a video review of an app that we've had this week called Plopp. Plopp is actually a game, a chain reaction game where you interact with these white circles, which are conveniently called plops, which is kind of cute. And you basically create chain reactions to gain points, fulfill quests, and unlock cool features. So here on the main screen of Plopp, you can see that we've gotten to level 5 here on the game. There's a couple of things I wanted to show you. There is a really great help menu that will take you through every single feature about playing the game if you so desire to see them all. As you can tell, the user interface is kind of neat. Every time you touch something, you see whichever plop you're currently set on. That's actually controlled under options. Under options, you can choose between 3 different, pump and techno tracks to play, and they are all free and included. You can also change your background, and as you progress through each level, and unlock and actually play each level, you unlock a different background. So technically we can change this background to a couple different things right now, and they're all really beautiful. I think the graphics in this are quite nice. And again, it will just kind of progress you through automatically as you go, and they do get pretty neat. There's some pretty cool ones down here that we haven't unlocked yet. There's also a great option to choose what your shockwave is. That's the bubble you keep seeing in the background. They think from just a basic circle to kind of a cool little star to this filled in one, and some of these are really kind of cool, almost like snowflakes. The further down you get, so you get into some interesting plops, if you want to think of it that way. Music and sound are controlled with those sliders very, very easily. I like the user interface, it's kind of nice. This also integrates directly with Game Center for high scores, achievements, and all that good fun stuff. And then we'll get back to that shopping thing here in a minute. Now, when you play Plopp, what you actually do is each level consists of 4 different types of game. The game actually has 4 different game modes, if you want to think of it that way. 20 plops, normal, survival, and timed. Now, for instance, this is showing you all the level 5 challenges, right? So under level 5, I've already completed it, but normally you would see here at the top would say, within 20 plops, we want you to get, 50,000 points, for instance. And I'll kind of give you a demonstration of how the game works. And it's actually kind of fun. It seems more like a Zen game. So every time you touch a plop, it explodes. Now, as it hits other plops, it considers those shock waves. You want to think of it like a puddle, where when you touch one spot in a puddle, there's a chain reaction, and the ripples can all combine. It's if you've ever seen a wave machine or anything like that, it kind of falls into that category. There's a couple different rules for using this game. There's 3 different colors, plops, that you can touch, which is the white, the purple, and also kind of a beigey color, browny, orange, I'm not sure what you want to call that. There's 2 colors that you can't touch. That's the black and the red. Now the black, you can obviously interact with them, and they do gain you points. The red are actually negative points. So if the red, if you hit it has a chain reaction, if your chain reaction goes and hits the red, then it's a negative, and it actually takes the points you've earned with that, that move off your total score here at the top. So, pretty interesting. Also, you may be noticing that if any of the 2 plops actually touch, like those 2 are about to do right there, they actually, without you touching it, they actually just counter each other and they go away. Now, if they touch and you're in a game where you have a certain amount of lives, which some of the modes, like the normal mode, has a certain amount of lives you get each level, and it gets it's like dying. You're losing a life rather each time they touch each other without you doing anything. I'll think of it that way. So the 20 plops is more of a sit back and wait for ones that are going to make you the most points to happen. And a good way to think about it is like this: if you have a lot of them on the screen, think of it in a line. And as you can tell, as they go along, they change color. The different colors, which I'll actually go back and show you. There's a chart. Yeah, we'll go back. There's a chart that actually tells you what the multiplier is. So white, blue, blue, purple, all the way up here to these dark green, and as you get into these dark green ones, you get better scores because your multiplier is better, which is kind of cool. So that's how the 20 plops, you only have 20 to go. Now the normal mode does give you a certain amount of lives. You have to, you have 10 lives, and you have to hang on to those without going to 0 lives for a certain amount of time, which is kind of cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to start it. I'm actually meant to get us out of this one. And sometimes there's a little bit of interface issues. I'm going to go ahead and let this die on us so we can get out of here. And you can kind of see how this one goes. So each time you see they touch, the lives actually go away. There we go. Quit. And back. In survival mode, you usually have a just one life. And if any of them touch, your one life is over. You've done, right? And then there's the timer where you're just racing the clock, basically, to get a certain amount of points during that time period that they give you. So very, very cool. Now, normally when you finish all 4 of these, they'll go from being kind of that orangey color to being white. So I've completed all 4 of these. You have to touch here to say level up 10 credits. Now, when you start the game, you have enough credits to unlock the first 5 levels, which is great. And this, zen, simple game, but you really can't go back to other levels or anything like that once you get to a certain point. That's where you're stuck. So if you need credits, you can go into the shop, and it's anywhere from $7.99 for those 250, or you can buy 20 for just 99 cents. So obviously the more you buy, the better deal they are. But the game itself, to download it, is completely free. It is ad supported, as you probably saw here on the home page. And it's good to keep in mind, too, that you will end up spending money if you want to unlock all the features. So, I'm not such a fan of games that kind of sneak in costs like that, but it is a good way of finding out if you like the game enough to spend any money on it. So, I think it's kind of a cool Zen game. I really like the graphics and the options, and the sound and music is actually pretty fun, too. So, here at the iPhoneAppReview.com, we did give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars for being a smart game, being interesting. Not being the most inventive thing we've ever seen, though, and also for that kind of hidden cost factor that they have in there. So not too bad. Definitely something you might want to check out to play in your time and zen out. Enjoy those first 5 free levels, and then decide for yourself if you really love it or not. So this has been Valerie Lauer with the iPhoneAppReview.com with a video review of Plopp. Thank you.